In today's gospel passage, Jesus goes up a mountain, sits down, and on the mountain gives the Beatitudes. This action of Jesus, Brant Pitre comments, reminds us of Moses, who also went up a mountain and shortly after gave the 10 Commandments to the Israelites. However, unlike Jesus, Moses gave the 10 Commandments from the bottom of Mount Sinai. Jesus, though, gives the Beatitudes from the top of a mountain. Likely, Jesus is described as giving the Beatitudes from the top of a mountain rather than from the bottom, because the Beatitudes can only be properly understood from the perspective of heaven, the afterlife. For example, the Beatitude, "Blessed are the poor in spirit," is directly followed by, "For theirs is the kingdom of heaven," not the kingdom of earth. In addition, we are blessed when we are persecuted for the sake of righteousness, by being granted the kingdom of heaven. Also, we are told by Jesus to rejoice and be glad when people utter every kind of evil against us because of Jesus, for our reward will be great in heaven, not on earth. Echoing Jesus, James in his letter singles out the poor in a special way. Has not God chosen those who are poor in the world to be rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom which he has promised to those who love him? According to James, Scott Hahn comments, God often shows a kind of preferential option for the poor. Aquinas, citing Dionysius in Psalm 73, teaches that God at times does not allow followers of Jesus to receive material wealth, to become wealthy, so that this wealth does not weaken their spiritual wealth, including being rich in faith, rich in trusting God. God also at times permits those who have chosen not to follow his son's Jesus' peaceful, meek ways to accumulate more earthly wealth, not as a blessing, but rather as a punishment, since those who receive more and more earthly wealth are more prone to become attached to the things of this world while becoming less and less interested in heavenly reality, in life that will come after this earthly life. One of the Beatitudes, though, does not explicitly refer to a heavenly reward. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the land. What does this beatitude mean, especially considering the reality that those who obtain a lot of land, money, and power often do so by not being meek, but rather seizing it by being violent, forceful, and aggressive? Just think about recent wars that have happened. Land grabs by very powerful people. According to Pitre, however, the expression "inherit the land" was a standard Jewish image for the new creation, the new heavens and a new earth that Isaiah and other prophets said would happen at the end of time after the resurrection, that the whole world would be made new through the Messiah. End of quote. Heavenly Father, help us to perceive the hardships that we undergo as blessings from you, so that we become less and less attached to the goods of this world and more attached to your Son, Jesus Christ, and his meek and humble, loving, truthful ways. May God bless you all.